morning, Joe.
You have your woolies on this morning?
Yeah, it was chilly getting up early this morning. We kind of hold off on putting the heat on till well into October. So
extra blankets then.
Absolutely.
But it will be a very nice day, thankfully, for a special event going on Spear Street later on this morning.
Yes, indeed. This is kind of a really neat project because it entails really two major initiatives. One, creating some affordable housing units, and two is historic preservation. We're taking two old homes on Spear Street that was slated to be knocked down under a previous development. I think one was going to reuse, another one was looking at knocking them down. And we felt this is a great opportunity for our Community Preservation Committee to invest some dollars, and the Affordable Housing Trust Committee also some invest some dollars. So we kind of protect our history in keeping the integrity of the buildings on the outside for the neighborhood, but at the same time we can create some new housing units, and I think we're in the range of about 13, 8 to 13 until the architect does the final thing, units of affordable housing, which is tremendous.
Oh, okay, and it's Spear Street, which is just outside Quincy Center, so that adds to that community as well.
That's right. Spear Street, I know some of the neighbors have felt, they've been under attack with development, so I think this is a nice message to that neighborhood as well, that we appreciate, what we have with such an old, colonial, beautiful building. We're going to protect that, so I think it's a nice message all around.
Are the properties side by side? Are they adjacent to each other? Do you know?
They're adjacent to each other, correct. They're two separate buildings. One's larger on the left and the smaller one on the backside.
Okay. So there'll be an event this morning to celebrate that?
Yes. Get into the details this morning, 11 o'clock on site at Spear Street. And looking forward to it. I know that Affordable Housing is excited about it. I know the Community Preservation Committee is excited about it. In these challenging times where we, see it's difficult to rent, to buy. For all the right reasons. People want to live here because there's, good stuff going on. But nonetheless, that creates a challenge for folks that, live on the margins. And some of the folks that, don't make big money. The waitresses and waiters and dishwashers and cab drivers and so many others that just go to work every day to keep our economy going. It's difficult for them to find rental properties in their range. So, we look forward to, this is one of many projects. We did the Joe Finn project, we did the Tom Kiley project, we've done the Watson, we've done a number of other subsidizing units around the city to help people that fall in that workforce category, have a place to live.
And the fund itself, maybe if you could explain how that Affordable Housing Trust Fund is actually funded.
Sure. The Affordable Housing Trust is funded by developers. So when a developer comes in for a proposal, they can include units, or they can opt out for cash payments that go into the Affordable Housing Trust, and then the committee members then decide on how to deploy those funds and what projects to invest in. So it's a good system. It helps us to, and by the way, developers that are building housing, we need housing of all types. It's not just to create more affordable, isn't just creating specific affordable units, workforce units. It's getting more units in the marketplace to kind of level things off so that the supply and demand issue where the landlords, take advantage of going up on the rent every year because they can, because there aren't enough units in the marketplace. So it's a combination of strategies really to help alleviate some of these challenges we have with the cost of housing.
Mm-hmm. How much is the investment in this particular project?
I think the purchase is around $2 million. I haven't got the number yet on what the total rehab's going to be.
Okay.
We have an architect working on that now as we speak, so we'll find that out a little bit more, probably a few months out.
Mm-hmm. And how is it determined who gets to live there, Mayor?
That's something the Affordable Housing Trust Committee will make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
I know that one of the frustrations for me has been, for the state, for the units to be counted by the state, you have to follow their rules. You have to hire an outside company to come in, vet applications, and fill it. So, for example, I was very disappointed in the Joe Finn building. There weren't as many Quincy residents in that. I want to build this for Quincy people. I'm not looking to take care of somebody from Worcester or Springfield. That's one of the rubs I have with how the state housing counts the units. if you don't follow their rules, then we can't take care of Quincy people first. So, I'm not following their rules on this. There's no state money in this.
Mm-hmm.
This is our money, and this is going to be for Quincy people only.
Okay, yeah, I know that's been one of the concerns. Is that great that developers pay into the trust, but what is the reward from that? Right? Is how does the city benefit from that? So here's an example of that. Is it due to the shortage of actual housing available?
Well, that's certainly the challenge in general for the state. I understand where they're coming from,
Mm-hmm.
but it's same with on the public housing side. They changed the rule a couple of years ago, so there's a statewide list for public housing. So, Joe Schmo from Springfield may get a unit over Mrs. Jones in Quincy, which is absurd to me. And by the way, I don't think Joe Schmo wants to live in Quincy if he's from Springfield.
Right.
It's kind of a crazy setup, but we're doing our own thing now. We're meeting the spirit of what workforce housing is, and quite frankly, the state doesn't have a monopoly on that. We can figure it out and do it. The question is whether they count it when they're doing the assessment on our numbers, whether we meet the 10% minimal and so forth. But we'll deal with that.
Okay. And so the property will remain under city ownership going forward?
That's correct, and then we'll make a decision on whether we get somebody, whether it's NeighborWorks, Quincy Housing, somebody that would maintain the property itself.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in that business. I don't want to create a new city department to do that.
Mm-hmm.
When we have agencies around that do that for a living, and we can work something out with them.
Sure. Okay, very good. Mayor, can we talk a little bit about the decision by Corey Hills Associates earlier this week to withdraw the proposal for a 99-year lease at Granite Links, and your reaction to that?
Yeah, I didn't read the letter, but listening to the letter, actually you read it the other night, I guess I can understand where they're coming from. They were looking at a potential development up there, but until the traffic stuff's really situated, then it's a moot point. So we're working hard with MassDOT to get that intersection, regardless of any more development up there. We need to get that squared away. So we've used actually some of the Quarry Hills money we get from them each year to do a major study. Our traffic engineer and director of TPAL, Allie and Ed are working very hard with that with our MassDOT partners, and we expect to have that a temporary system underway fairly soon to test it out before the permanent one is instituted.
And according to this letter, they do pledge to fulfill their commitments to fix the drainage at the ball fields and also install signs for the hiking trail. So do you think that?
Yes. Yep. I think that's a good thing. I think they're a good corporate partner, and I think they're trying to do the right thing. And I'm glad they're moving on that stuff, and look forward to seeing that place continue on.
Do you think there needs to be any amendments to the existing lease right now?
That's a good question, Joe. There was so much focus on the new lease.
Mm-hmm.
I can't answer it off the top of my head. I'd have to review it again.
Sure. Very good. All right, Mayor, anything else we should talk about this morning?
Enjoy the beautiful day. How's that?
It's getting to be apple picking weather when it gets to be this chilly, for sure.
It is, although I do love this weather. I love sweatshirt weather, and I love fresh apples. So great time of the year.
and it's football season too, so lots going on for sure.
Yes. Let's keep if the Sox let us down, let's hope the Pats keep it competitive, right?
I'm thinking more local. We're keeping busy here with high school football, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
Enjoy your day, Mayor. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.